and welcome to round 2 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast. I'm Catherine Haleko, and I'm here with Terry Morrow. Say hi, Terry.
Hello.
Usually on this podcast, we talk about parenting issues, but once a week, Terry and I like to get together to discuss TV, movies, books, and other entertainment topics because it's nice to talk about something other than parenting for a change. So this week, we continued our Good Place watch with The Answer and the West Wing episode Election Night Part 1. But first, another kind of election, Dancing with the Stars, the finale.
Yes.
So we have a winner.
We do.
Probably wasn't the one I was
No, but it could have been worse.
Yeah. I mean, out of the 4, I was rooting for Lauren or Kel. And this show didn't do anything to change my mind on that. I mean, they raved about Ally's freestyle as per usual, but I was like, was it that great? No. I mean, I feel like it had awkward moments and like weird entries and exits from those
Yes, yes. A couple of them unattractive to the point of looking like a mistake. I hope. Yeah. I hope. Otherwise, somebody needs to check on Sasha.
And Hannah's her freestyles, like, okay, it didn't like hang together for me.
Yeah. It looked good, but yeah, I really loved Lauren's. That was a lot of fun. Sort of
that was super fun.
You know. Yeah, it wasn't quite as glorious as Bobby Bones' last year, which I watched again because it was on somebody's Instagram. But it was fun, and it was very her.
It was very her. It didn't look probably as challenging as the other ones. Mm-hmm. But you know, I love a good line dance.
Absolutely.
And she had it like perfectly in sync with all the pros when she was line dancing. Uh-huh. So that's not nothing.
Not at all. And
then Kel, holy crap.
Felt like we were on So You Think You Can Dance all of a sudden.
Yeah, and then it just kept accelerating.
Yes.
Like that, I mean, he's older than me, I think. And whoa.
Yeah.
His feet were moving pretty fast.
I call shenanigans a little bit on bringing your own backup dancers, but cool to give them an opportunity, I guess, to be on TV.
Yeah.
But there's something that I was said on, well, actually, Len said it, and it was also said on the chat I was following. But if he had done a different dance for his first one, it would have stood out more. Mm-hmm. And of all the stuff he's done, I think the High School Musical, the High School Musical one is a lot of fun, and I bet it's a lot of fun to do, but it's not so much a ballroom dance, you know?
Right.
It's not really, you know, so I think that hurt a little bit. And although whether it had any effect on the final, whether 1 point less had any effect, who knows?
Yeah, doubtful.
But I did also really resent that they didn't give Lauren 10s on the first dance. Not because it was so great, but because it's the finales. And if you're going to give 3 couples 10s, give them all 10s. Otherwise, it's just kind of shabby. So, especially since the other ones weren't perfect either. So
no, they weren't.
So it really looks like favoritism. And I don't know. I mean, Lauren's dancing was not as good and as polished as the others. I agree. On that basis, she deserved 4th. But I think she also had the least experience going in.
Right.
And I also think that she had some injuries that made a difference and made her somewhat tentative in some things. And I think she's really nervous. She's not a dancer. So I would give her bonus points for all those things. Mm-hmm. I would like to see her win. But, you know, it was fine. It's not a season where I felt like I was going to be really upset. Once James went home, it's like, well, you know. I would have really liked to see him in this finals, and I would really like to see him win. But you know, it's fine.
Right, he was there in the background, smiling and clapping.
And boy, he was when he did his little bit when they all got to come back and dance a little bit. He looked so sharp.
Mm-hmm. He was like, "See what I can do."
Not to be. But, you know, looking on the bright side, very happy for Alan. And Alan looked so happy at the end. He looked almost happier than her. He was like, oh my gosh. So I'm very happy for him. Whitney's already won one. So, good for him. And I'm happy that if a Bachelor person had to win, that it was Hannah and not Grocery Store Joe. So,
oh my gosh.
He came very close, if you will recall.
Yeah.
So, so okay. If it
and isn't he buddies with Alan?
Yes. So, anyway,
so much crossover.
Yeah, it was a weird season. It really was. It had so much promise. And yet it just didn't. I don't know what the deal is with Ally, why they were scoring her. I mean, for the last few weeks, I think she's gotten nothing but 10s.
Yeah.
And it's not like, there's no accounting for taste. It's like I can see her making mistakes.
Yeah.
Why are you giving her 10? So something was up there. Now, I noticed that in the tour, the 4 finalists are all going on tour. So I don't know if there was something all along that the 4 finalists will go on tour and they wanted her to be one of the finalists or what, but it doesn't seem right.
But, why? I mean, what?
I don't know.
Who was out there clamoring for her to be on the tour? You know what I mean? Was she that big of a draw that they felt like they had to prop her up and get her in?
Don't understand it. And it's funny that this season started out with everybody screaming, the voters don't know anything. The voters have too much influence. Bobby Bones won because of the voters. The voters are the problem. And by the end, everybody's going, the judges are the problem. What are they doing?
Are the problem.
So it's been a complete, hopefully that the judges' opinions should have more weight because they know more should be done for now.
Yeah.
So it just made it feel really weird. And they could have given her good scores that were not solid 10s. They could have given her good scores and given everybody else a little less good scores. Just the constant 10s. It looks bad.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Strange.
But, always something enjoyable. And, it's not coming back in the spring again. So if it's coming back, it's coming back in the fall. So
it'll be it won't be another one of those weirdo short seasons like they did last spring.
Definitely. The news was out the other day that there's definitely no spring. So.
Okay. So we just have to wait for summer So You Think You Can Dance.
Yes.
For our dance fix.
Right. And how cool that Kate is going on tour. That's fun. And interesting group. But another season.
Another season in the books. Another season, another Bachelorette.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, well. Has somebody from the Bachelor franchise ever won this before? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Oh, wait. No, maybe there was. There was some girl who got rejected, I think. And then I don't know if she won her season, but then she won the All-Stars.
Okay.
Or, I'm not sure, but I think she was a Bachelor franchise person. Melissa Rycroft, I want to say.
Yeah, that's the Bachelor name.
Yes.
I've never watched The Bachelor, but I know that somehow. I mean, there have been so many that there's bound to have been one or two that win at some point. Especially because they know all about how to play this reality TV stuff.
Yes, she won the first All-Star season with Tony.
Before my time with Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, indeed. Well, I guess every now and then one of them could win, but would not have been my pick. But I don't hate it either. So it could have been worse. That's our stamp on this season. Could have been worse.
Didn't hate it. Could have been worse. Review by Parenting Roundabout Podcast.
Yes.
All right. So over on The Good Place, it was the half season finale. It was the midterm.
The fall finale.
The fall finale. Yes, because we won't have another episode until January. But I really liked this one.
Oh my goodness, yes.
I love Chidi and I love Eleanor and Chidi, and that's what this one was. So,
right.
But also maybe we should get back to this, but your whole thing about Jason being some kind of a Janet. He summoned that drink.
Yes, he did.
Did you notice that?
I did not notice, but you're right. There's something going on there.
Yeah. I think a regular Jason couldn't just summon the
That's correct.
ditchwater daiquiri or whatever it was.
You are right. I did not even think of that. Wow.
So we have to keep that in mind.
That is awesome. Yes.
But going back to the show, it was just so nice.
To quote Alan Sepinwall, that was just splendid.
Yes. Yes, I did read his review, and I enjoyed that very much.
Boy.
Or his recap, whatever you want to call it.
Yes, I read that too. And I cannot think of a more perfect way to end, to have a mid-season finale, because boy, does it make me want to watch more.
Yeah.
The ones before this, I might have said, oh, thank goodness I don't have to go through that stress every week. But this was like, oh my gosh. So I am in it for the swingy romance, y'all. I'm not in it for the moral philosophy. I am not in it for the let's think about how values should really work. I am in it for Chidi and Eleanor. I am a shipper. I don't care.
Yeah.
Wow.
Same.
Is that just, oh my goodness. What a beautiful episode.
Yes.
And like I was saying last week, I wished we could have just had our Soul Squad bit and not had to go back to the stuff with the judge and all that. Then we could just say, meanwhile, someplace else, this fun thing is going. And that's pretty much what this was, It was just a complete departure from all the experiment stuff, all the high concept stuff. I mean, there's a high conceptness built into him getting all his memories back in one big delivery, but still, just to the really, really human stuff. And wow, more of that, please. When you come back in January, maybe please have more of that.
Yes.
Oh, how lovely that was, and how sweet. And, as Alan Sepinwall said, really building up the relationship of Eleanor and Chidi as sort of inevitable in a way that they maybe didn't do before, just because it was inevitable. And so you just sort of well, okay, here we go. Believe this. But filling in all these memories, filling in the blanks, both the thing from last season finale where they sat and they watched that film of all their moments.
Right.
Which I now want to go back and watch again.
Oh, yes. I want to cry.
Yes, yes. And then this one sort of doing the same. Just so sweet and so nice to fill in all those blanks. Poor Chidi has had a stomach ache since he was a baby.
Since he was a newborn. And his mother asked him if he liked his name.
Oh, man. Just want to give him a hug.
Sweet.
Yes. And I love that he is back at full power, completely remembering and understanding everything right where we left off at the end of last season. And he is up for this challenge. He's not going to just go curl into ball somewhere. He's up for it. Right. And that's wonderful. That we saw a little bit of that completely together Chidi right before he had his memory wiped. And now I'm so happy to have him back.
Yeah, that great scene between him and Michael, which we did not see before.
Right. Oh, loved it so much.
Yeah. The conversation that they had right before his memory got wiped that last time. And yeah, that was wonderful.
Yes. Very nice. So that just had a big load of everything I love about this show. Even though we didn't really get any of the other characters in real time, we got a lot of them in the flashbacks.
The flashbacks.
The memories as they loaded. Remember when the first time when Michael gave Eleanor all her memories back and it completely fried her skull?
When they were in the library.
I guess he's perfected the procedure because people seem to be coming through it pretty decently now.
Right. He's had to do it several times. He's learning.
Yeah. I guess he's...
Make it less traumatic.
That's right. Which is fine. I don't really want to see that 4 times over. But, well, I'm completely satisfied with that. The satisfaction of this episode will last me through until January 9th or so when they come back. And I will just be watching that episode and watching the season finale over and over again until then. And swooning.
I definitely am. I'm ready to go back and watch this one again. And that, that movie from before, I would watch many times.
Lately, I've been watching them and deleting them off the DVR immediately. Not going to want to revisit that one. This one, I said, no, keep it there. I don't want to see it.
Saving it to savor and enjoy over and over
absolutely.
again.
Nice job. Well done. And the Good Place podcast was still a little full of itself.
Yes, I believe there would have been at least one reason to drink during it.
Absolutely. There was definitely at least one mention of no other TV show has ever been this creative or imaginative. And it's like, dude, you don't watch enough TV. But no other network show. It always has to be network show. We always have to get that little...
And he always has to say on American television. Like, that's so clever.
Yes, but otherwise it was very interesting and filled in some stuff. So, and how they managed to do the thing where everybody was frozen for the entire time, and
the slow-mo shot
cocktail was like frozen in time.
Right.
But anyway, very good. So enjoyed it. More, please.
Speaking of shipping, election night part 1 on the West Wing. We finally have Josh and Donna.
Yes.
Together.
At last.
Together at last.
And pretty much everybody else on the Santos campaign with somebody or other.
Although I really wish Lou would not be so mean to the poor young man that she's also sleeping with. Cause,
yeah.
I mean, everybody's stressed out. I get it. Election day, man. Everyone's just...
That's right.
On their last possible nerve.
Yeah, poor Josh. And, anticipating what's going to happen in the next episode. Josh's stress is about to get like 100 times worse and more tragic.
Right.
Last week I talked about the opening scene of this, which is the one where everybody pairs off. And finally...
Right, in the hotel bar.
It seemed to me should have been the last scene of the previous episode, because it would have called back to Leo and Annabeth being joked about at the beginning of the episode. And then at the end, it would turn out that they're on board and everybody's on board. Except, it would have been a nice bookend for that, I thought.
And it would have made a little cliffhanger.
Exactly.
Josh and Donna.
That is the way it was in my memory. My mind just said, you know what? Let's fix this. Because that's the way I thought it was.
This makes so much more sense.
We had a week-to-week cliffhanger instead of a, one side of the intro, the opening credits to the other side of the opening credits.
Yeah.
But, it wasn't really much of a cliffhanger. Pretty sure he's going to, he could not miss. You could not be 100% sure what she meant by sliding her key over, but she all but said... come with me, and grabbed his tie and pulled it behind her. So, even though they sort of cut it off after he put the drink down, so you could sort of think, is he going to actually get up, or is he just going to... But it was pretty clear. So, yay.
Yay.
7 years of sexual tension, finally resolved.
Finally resolved. On election day, when they have nothing else to do, because they just need to kill time.
Well, yeah, right. So, because Josh needed one more thing to deal with. But it did lead to that really kind of adorable scene when the two of them are in the bedroom and Rana and Edie are on the other side of the door completely knowing what's going on. And laughing to each other. And probably saying, oh my gosh, about time.
Right.
Along with the rest of us. So that was a fun part of the episode. Although the awkwardness just, oh my goodness. Josh just, even with somebody who's been in love with him for 7 years, has zero game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, brushes her shoulder, then pretends to be asleep. Like, what are you doing? And as they pointed out in the podcast, eating toothpaste. Like, not even just swishing it around and spitting it out. Just eating it straight up.
I wondered, was he doing that to make his breath good because he was going to kiss her or what? But, ew. Toothpaste mouth? No. I guess, on the campaign trail, you just start cutting corners. There's not a lot of time. There's so much stress. You just swig some toothpaste and Move along. Oh, dear. He just... Goodness, poor boy.
Yeah.
I do feel sorry for him, the way as they were feeling sorry for him on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It's because he looks like he's gonna, his head is indeed going to explode.
Right.
It could happen.
Yeah, and I liked the scene with, is his name Otto, the speechwriter, where it's like, okay, so I need this. He reels off 6 different speeches he has to write, and then they think of 3 more for him to do.
Continue. It's a running joke throughout the episode that they keep thinking of more.
Contingency plans.
Yes, and I kept thinking about Toby yelling, "You want to tempt the wrath of the whatever high atop the thing?" When people were talking about president and what they were going to put in their Oval Office, walls and stuff like walls. That.
Yes.
No!
Don't say it. Well, and also, they didn't have a speech for what happens if the vice president candidate dies, which I assume is what happened.
Yes.
Which was the cliffhanger to the end of this one.
Right.
Annabeth going to wake up Leo and calling for help as soon as she entered the room. So.
Yeah. It's sort of, the death of the actor is sort of a spoiler, I guess.
Right.
As to what's going to happen. But rough. I really wished in the Wesley Weekly podcast they had the writer of the episode on. Why did they not ask her, how did that happen? Was that something that was tacked on to the script after...
Right.
He passed? Or did they say, oh, by the way, you also have to find a way to work this in? Mm-hmm. I was really, really curious as to what the timeline was on that and how it changed anything. Yeah. But they completely, no mention of it at all. It was all the Josh and Donna of it. And, she and her husband are adorable. And that was, a very nice interview. But it seemed like there was a big thing left out.
Yes.
So, poor Josh. I mean, poor Leo, of course, most especially, and poor Mallory, and poor everybody who's going to mourn him. But, Josh did not need an extra thing.
Yeah. Well, I did enjoy just the way it sort of captured that. That day, I mean, you've done everything. Mm-hmm. And all you can do is wait.
Yes.
They make up stuff to do. Check with the field coordinators, check on the Get Out the Vote campaign, write 17 different speeches.
Yes.
But really, they just have to wait.
Yeah. And that bit where Helen tells Bram that Santos is taking a nap, and Bram just wants to do something.
He's just standing in the hall, what? No. Yes, that was great.
That was fun. Good for her. Mm-hmm. And, just lots of nice little bits, call back to Bruno, finding some young thing to distract him on election day from the previous campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a good start, and glad to finally get the Josh and Donna of it over, though, there will be plenty of awkwardness to come. You should not be surprised.
I will not.
And I appreciated their little returns to the White House here and there, although it was extremely superfluous to the campaign storyline. I liked all the little things that were going on there. I liked the Will and Kate sort of grappling with what's ahead, and Charlie wanting to keep working with CJ, and so making her look at job offers was completely adorable. Remember Charlie? He used to be on this show.
Yay, Charlie.
They found the storage closet he's been locked in.
They let him out for a little
Absolutely. Yay, Charlie.
And I guess time for us to wrap up today's discussion. So next week we will get the second half there, the West Wing episode called Election Day Part 2. And since The Good Place is on winter vacation and Dancing with the Stars is over for now, we are going to jump into Making It. This is the reality craft TV show that we enjoyed the first season with. It's hosted by Amy Poehler and Nick Offerman. And so that is starting up again on Monday the 2nd. So we're going to watch that and we will talk about it next week.
Yes, definitely.
So please subscribe to our Parenting Roundabout podcast so you won't miss any of our episodes. We have something new for you every weekday. As always, you can find recaps, links, and an opportunity to comment on our website at parentingroundabout.com. Bye, Terry.
Bye, Catherine.
Bye, everyone.